After reading the brief for this, I initially struggled for a short while on what to make the video about. Some contenders being my experiences with running, or stand-up comedy, or even at one point Rubik's Cubes. But in the end I thought, what regularly gives me the most sense of joy and fills me with a sense of inspiration more than anything else? Movies. My love for movies started as far back as I can remember, particularly when I would sit in bed at a very young age and watch the Pippi Longstocking movie on VHS. I must have watched that movie countless times, probably almost every single night for about 2 years, and it wasn't long before I wanted to start making my own movies, starting off with little Lego animations and then quickly starting to rope my friends in to film anything and everything I could think of. This steadily developed and I started a project of mine called The Daily Dose of Dylan. I would post something, absolutely anything, every single day. I did this for over 600 days, and although I look back and heavily cringe at most of that stuff, it taught me a lot about just making things and not being scared to put yourself out there. But anyway, what I want to talk about today is the lessons I've learned from movies and how outside of their entertainment value, they offer a source of inspiration and wisdom which you just can't get from other sources of media. There's a million and one movies which I could blabber on about all day to you, but I'm just going to talk about 3 specific examples today. These movies have given me invaluable life lessons and are a large reason in changing me from the insecure little boy who made videos in his bedroom to the person you see before you today. And the first movie I'd like to talk about is Dead Poets Society. A 1989 drama film set in a conservative all-boys school in the 1950s, Dead Poets Society is a movie which explores themes of individuality and the conflict between conformity and free thinking. The students' catalyst for change being the unorthodox teacher Mr. Keating, played by Robin Williams.
Medicine, law, business, engineering, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for.
The Latin term seize the day, or carpe diem, is really hammered home in this movie. This really resonated with me watching the boys take charge and freeing themselves from the oppressive school system they're stuck in.
Gather ye rosebuds while ye may. The Latin term for that sentiment is carpe diem. Now, who knows what that means? Carpe diem. That's seize the day.
I almost felt as though it was freeing me from my negative thoughts of not being able to take risks and stand out. I no longer felt like I was waiting for permission to live my own life. If it wasn't for this movie and what I took away from it, I don't know where it would be in terms of content creation and self-expression. I'd probably be too scared to try and make anything out of fear of judgment. So I really owe it to this movie for jump-starting my creative career. Now I've been given the ability to allow myself to create, I also need the drive to make something really good. And no film, in my opinion, expresses the desire to be great more than 2014's Whiplash. It's about a young jazz drummer who enrolls in a prestigious orchestra and becomes obsessed with trying to impress his ruthless instructor and succeed in this endless drive to not only be great, but
I want to be one of the greats.
The movie also raises a lot of questions about the ethics of relentless pressure and how far people are willing to go to achieve excellence. Although it is partially vilified how far the main character, Andrew, pushes himself, I still feel like there's a lot to be learned in wanting to do the best you can and not settling for otherwise. I see this in my own creative work, how nowadays when I make projects, maybe 80% of them don't get finished, or they do get finished but never posted, because I feel like it's not my best work. And although some of these aren't the best works I've ever made, I think they're the most important works I've ever made, as they show and prove to myself that I'm still learning and still trying to be the best version of myself and not settling. The messages from both of these movies, the ability to seize the day and your drive for your work to be the best version of itself, couple for a very strong mindset, yet I still believe it's missing one thing, and that one thing is a lesson I learned from my personal favourite movie of all time. Fantastic Mr. Fox is an amazing stop-motion movie about Mr. Fox's internal struggle and not being content with his simple domesticated life and wanting to go back to his thieving ways he took up when he was younger.
Honey, I'm 7 non-Fox years old now. My father died at 7.5. I don't want to live in a hole anymore, and I'm going to do something about it.
The movie explores themes of identity, the conflict between domestication and wild instinct, and the importance of embracing one's true nature. And I don't think that any character embodies the meaning of this movie, especially the latter part, more than Mr. Fox's son, Ash. In my personal life, I've always felt I was a bit unusual or like I didn't fit in some way. I made continuous efforts to suppress this and who I am for the sake of not standing out. Throughout the film, the character Ash is repeatedly told he's...
Well, I guess he's just different.
He's too short, he dresses like a girl, he's different.
Ash, I know what it's like to feel different.
This is mostly said with negative connotations, but he slowly realises that his uniqueness sets him apart in not only challenging, but positive ways.
I'm grumpy. I spit. I wake up on the wrong side of the bed. I'm just different, apparently.
He ultimately accepts this and proves that him being different is not a weakness, but a strength that helps contribute to his family's success.
I can fit through there. You wanna know why?
Why?
Because I'm little.
I related to this on a very personal level, and it helped me to no end in my self-discovery. Being different and having a unique perspective on things is something that I've learned to harness and has influenced me massively in every single aspect of my life. This movie, and particularly this character, has helped me realise that I should always try to be my authentic self in all aspects of life. To help remember this lesson, I got a tattoo so I can be reminded and never forget that it's okay to be my authentic self. In reflecting on these three films, I've come to realise how much they've truly shaped me as a person. Each movie in its own unique way has contributed to my personal growth, giving me the courage to carpe diem, to seize the day, pushing me to pursue excellence without compromise, and embracing my individuality unapologetically. These lessons have not only inspired my creative work or my career journey, but have also fueled and rocketed my personal development. As I continue to grow and evolve, I carry these films and their messages with me. Thank you for allowing me to share this part of my story with you, and hopefully my time here will be part of the story too. Thank you.